So let's go back to Tai-no-Henko, and we're going to take out the uke's roll, okay? So we're focusing in on Nage. Okay? He has a push, right? So we're going to have him ease up on the push, but he has to keep his palm. I want you to pay attention to the point in space that my elbow is. Okay? This elbow will go forward continually in its pattern. So it's going to turn this way. So here's my point, my elbow's point in space, and it moves forward into that pattern, making this wrong. You see? So it's not going to go backwards, it's not going to go down, it's going to go forward into the pattern. This pattern is a circular. So my elbow is not going to draw a straight line here. You see that difference? So it's moving forward on the pattern. A step to keep it going, and then a step to stay connected to the pattern. So mark it in space. It goes forward. Step to keep connected to that pattern. Step to stay connected to the pattern. The pattern is marked by consistency, symmetry, grace, beauty. So it's just a continuous, gradual extension of the spiral. Meaning, it does not change. So I started out, and now I'm going to cut across. Do you see that? Or I change height. You see that? No zigzagging, no abrupt corners. Just a continuation. Boom. Boom. Mark it. Keep it going. Step to keep it going. Watch your last step. That's where you guys often mess up. So, okay, good. I didn't go back. I'm going forward. I go. And now you just ignore this part. This elbow will cut across here. And you're going to try to push back. You're going to elbow zigzag back. Just work on the elbows pass through space. Boom. Boom. Step to keep its path. Okay? Let's go. Yeah, I'm going to give you some mind-free pointers. Okay? You should be able just to do the pattern, but you start thinking with things. Okay? So, let's just look at his center of gravity, balance, base of support. If I push this back, do you feel that? Okay? So my elbow, back to the pattern point, my elbow is going too far forward into the pattern. The pattern goes from here onto the curve. Do you see that? So if I push here, the elbow's going in a straight line. That was not the pattern. Okay? When I go in the straight line, at higher speeds, that would be a clash, and you would be bounced off if he had the center and weighed more and could generate more koki. Okay? You're going yang to yang, energy-wise, so you won't have Aiki. It won't happen. You're clashing. Okay? But you're actually giving him back his base. You're stabilizing him. You're stabilizing him. His base of support for forward progress, the easiest place to take his balance is to have this happen. Right here, do you see I'm pushing into his back leg? But if I add the curve, I'm going to make him fall forward. You see? He has to adjust. Don't move your feet no matter what. Don't move your feet no matter what. Don't move your feet. You see? So I want to come forward on the curve so his energy goes here. Then next, note the pattern. So it goes arm first with the hip. The foot has not moved yet. Keep the distance equal between your elbow and your rib cage. Where do you get your range from? With the rotation. You don't get your range from the step or the arm extension. Rotate, that'll be the hole. That's where you step into the free space. So you don't challenge his base here. You don't challenge his base here. You move him, or you let him move that way, and then you step where the elbow pattern needs it. You see? It's all free space here. And I pivot on a single pivot point, the back leg. There's no weight on the other leg, which is why it can move. So immediately he goes this way. I step to keep the pattern going on the elbow. Single pivot point. Then step to keep it. That's where he wants to go. Step to keep the pattern. Do you see how he's shifting weight? Come back. Watch me double pivot. Here I stepped. But I'm going to double pivot. Now I'm going to pull him. You see that? When I shift weight onto the other leg, I'm on the other side of the axis of rotation. So, there's the hole for the Irimi. Step into it, keep it going. Don't double pivot here, you're going to pull him. Shift weight on behind his hand. That will allow this leg. This is dreaming here, but most of you go like that, on a circle. Boom, step, shift, this leg goes straight back. Boom. Balance, pull, shift weight, boom, straight back. This way, step, shift, step, straight back. Hey, try it.
Hi.
So just a pointer for you. So in, watch where I step. Here was the original 12-6 line. You see that? You're stepping as if he was still there. So my step goes with this pattern, which will put me there. You see? So, where was the 12-6 line? You see? It was over here. You see? And I'm on the other side of it. This way, he's actually rotating around me. Okay? You see, if I step here, there's some imaginary two-dimensional vectoring that I'm on the side of it. I don't want to be on the side of it. I start him rotating around me, you see? Okay? All right. So, take out now, we took out Fuke's rule. We're going to take out the internal aspects. We're just going to look at the external yin aspects, okay? So, when I do this pattern, you see how it gets kind of tight in there. You see that? Right in there. And I'm kind of hovering on the surface of that pressure. The mistake that some of you were making at first was you cross the pressure line, you see? Okay, to help me not get so tight there, I'm going to keep the same pattern, the same thing that makes the center go this way, but I rotate my arm harmoniously with the pattern. Do you see that? So, there is the outer spiral of the overall pattern, and then an interior spiral of the arm torquing. Okay? So we're here, and how you can tell is that his grip is going to go underneath. Okay? Now the problem is, if I go underneath, look what happened to my elbow pattern. It came across and this closed, this space closed here. So it can't turn all at once, and it can't turn independently of the hip. So as the elbow goes down, the hip turns to keep the length. Do you see that? And then everything is the same. So we're going to do it static at first, meaning he's already pushed into that. Okay? Now I do the hip, and this elbow drops underneath. That's it. That's all I need. Right there, and then I keep the pattern going. Boom. Hip, elbow, connection, hip forward, elbow down. Elbow down. If you exaggerate it too much, the elbow line's going to cut across. So it's very small. That's it. That was it right there. That's it. And once you get it, you can now start doing the timing. Boom. See? Goes right into it. And that way there's no boom. He goes right into it and boom. If we do it static, boom, that's it. That was it. It's very, very small. I want you to think about a 1/4 inch. It's about a 1/4 inch. Boom, boom, shift, stay in. 1/4 inch, boom. Hip and elbow, 1/4 inch. Boom. Feel it in the air. Boom. Okay, let's try pointers again. So when my elbow travels straight like this, you end up pulling on the fingers. Doing that, okay? When you have your elbow right in place, then I'm actually pushing on his palm. So the energy is going like this. The energy is not going like this. So, hip, let's have some power, okay? So, right here, this is actually all, if you could, we would do this, but you wouldn't get it. This is all I need for the entire technique. Push hard, 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 pull. And that's not going to push hard. That's not. You see that? See the difference? Okay. So you have to watch that pattern. The other thing, and you're going to do that every time you do this. Every time. Or every time you ask too much of your hip rotation. Do you see? Everything has its natural beginning and natural end. So there was nothing wrong with rolling the elbow underneath. But when it started to go too far, you see, it messed up. So it has its life cycle aside from its pattern. So the same thing here, all this is fine. I stopped, right? And then if I go here, I didn't continue it, do you see? And now I'm back to the pulling thing and the elbow to rib cage pattern closed, which means I don't have that hard center where if he pushes on me, he bounces off of me. Do you understand? So for example, he's powerful again, right? And I go here and he's pushing at me. We're not going to go in. He's going to go somewhere, you see? But when I'm here like this and I have a pulling energy, then I'm going to have to do something else or he's going to knock me down, okay? So if you keep the pattern, you keep this energetic integrity in here, which is key for weapon fighting, okay? So there's a timing to it. I have to keep it in mind of what I'm doing, so that it's natural. So just like a vampire that doesn't die, it's undead, it's unnatural, okay? Same thing, you can't have moves that don't die. They do, they have to pass through their natural cycle, not just the form of things, okay? And that way I'm always kind of pushing, but really it's that we got stuck together. Okay, so whoa, now we're stuck together. It doesn't take anything. You do the other one, right? You're like this. You know you're feeling it. It's challenging your stance too, because it's pulling on your stance, and we start getting these goofy things, either in the shape of leaning or balance problems, or even just feet wiggling. Feet wiggling is not right. Are your feet wiggling now? No, because nobody's pushing on you. So they should not be wiggling in the technique too. They don't wiggle in the technique. Okay? Let's go. Here we are on this line on the mat. Okay? He's pushing. I'm doing this same drill. Boom. Watch where I'm stepping. What did I tell you I step in relation to? What? Nope. The pattern of the elbow. Okay? So for example, watch what happens if I step towards Leah. See? I change the distance between my rib cage and my elbow, and the elbow now starts to move linearly across. Okay? So we're here. First move, and I'm staying in connection to my elbow. But to what end? What would be too much if that was too far? Where what? Yeah. What?
Where the elbow comes
okay,
in.
And why would it go in?
Because you're getting too close.
Oh, why? Okay, stay there. That's right. Okay? Do you understand? Remember, I want to be neutral. I'm not pulling, I'm not pushing. I'm not yang, I'm not yin. I'm zero pressure. Okay? So, I do the first part, roll, and I step to keep zero pressure. So stepping over here, I felt that increase. So I can't step there. If I step over here, I feel it decrease too much. So I step over here to keep it going around. You get that? Okay. Now, let's free your mind. Why, when I have this 12 to 6 line, am I going on the negative side? Do you see? I step too far out. Why? Why? Why would a beginner do that?
Your mind's stuck on 2D.
Yeah, your mind is stuck on the original 12 to 6 line. Do you understand? Okay, but what was the tenet of the 12 to 6 line even when you got stuck on it? This wasn't right. You see that? That was not right. Why was that wrong? It was more than you need, right? It's too much on the negative side. So you stepped only what you needed to do. So for example, if he's doing ski, right? I only need that inch. Oh, this is all I need. I don't go like this. Right? Okay. So even if I don't understand zero pressure, I should not be clearing the line excessively. But as I said, what is important is right now I have a conflict, which is why he's on 12 and I'm on 6. What if I wasn't on 6 and I became the middle of the clock? You understand? Now I don't have 12 opposing 6. So boom, I come around here, and you see at this moment, if you took a picture, you wouldn't know which technique that was. But you could tell he's going around me, you see? So get off the oppositional geometry. You're trying to reconcile the 12 to 6 conflict. Boom, boom, he's going around you. Okay? So you have to step in. That's generally what's going to have to happen for you to keep the pattern. Boom, you're going to have to go here. Across, you see I'm across the 12 to 6. And I keep turning. That way he goes around me. Go back. Okay, boom. When I go like this, he's not going around me. Do you see that? He's not going around me unless I pull him. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
So your art is always made up of multiple components. So it's going to make you as strong as possible. It's going to make him as weak as possible. Let's just generalize it, okay? So when I come here, the same mechanics that allow me not to pull and to push him through the pattern, and the same mechanics that take his balance there, which keep him moving forward, right? Is the same mechanics that make me be behind, or if you want, ahead of the spiral at the contention point. So he can't push on me. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So as he's falling that way, do you see? And as I move this way, he can, if I stay here, he can push on it. He can push on me, you see? But we're going to keep moving, and now I've passed the contention point, you see? And the only way he can push now is to do what? He has to push back, but he can't push back because he was going forward. Do you get that? The only way you can pull is if you're on the other side of that spiral. So when you go like this, do you see? And when you're pulling like that, then he can push into you and get you. Do you understand? So if you see your elbows get smashed in, you're like that because they pushed into you, or your stance is like that, or you're having to lean to keep yourself upright, it's because you violated those rules. You did not get ahead of the contention point on the spiral, which would mean there is no contention point. Do you understand that? So he's a bull, and he can't push on me. If he does push on me, what's he actually doing? He's moving forward. You see that? Which means he's moving away from being able to push on me. Okay? Let's go. Okay, so I need to have that basic geometry to get the basic cultivation. So you really, really, come on. Boom, boom. That's what I want. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. I'm doing the same drill twice. So, hip, out, then here it is right here again from the inside. You see that? Right here. Boom. 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 Hip. Boom. Boom. Not this. See that difference? Just elbow hip connection. Boom. 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 Well, my arms are very, he's trying, but my arms are very loose. Okay, let's go. Okay, so you're pulling him. It's not the same. He feels it. He feels it. You see, he pushes, and he was going that way. You see that? Then I let the arm die. Boom. He keeps coming. You see that? So, boom, because the arm is relaxed. He's just pushing into the ground. Oh, boom, let it die. He comes up. If I shove this back now, his body moves back. He's not off balance. Okay? Anybody that, look at it this way. Aikido Kazushi is sometimes I have a bottom force that's keeping his base from recovering his balance. So if I don't have that leg there and I push, he recovered his balance by moving his base of support. So sometimes I have a base there that he can't recover. But most times I'm using inertia that his base is going that way. Do you understand? So I don't want to stop his base from going that way. So I'm not going to go here, and then I stop him, and you think you're going to do this, and he's going to stay there, and then you're going to accelerate him backwards. That's not it. We're here, right? Boom, boom. Now you can see how he gets trapped on me, right? Because his body's actually going that way. Do you understand? Different if I go like this. Different. You have to load him up. Boom. I'm not doing this. Boom. Boom. Got it? Okay, try it. Too stiff. You're dreaming. You still got to take a Kevin. Keep your integrity though. Don't let your knees cave. That's it. That's it. It's too stiff. You're just knocking down choreographed people. You have to load them up. You have a 12 to 6. I'm not going to throw you. Okay? I just want you to feel it. We're pushing, right? And there's going to be, you see? Okay? And then, boom, hit. Feel the release? Okay. So we're there. Boom, hit. Then I dive over here. And this, I want you to keep going forward. Okay? No, I'm not going to throw you. You will not go, okay? Just relax. So, boom. You see how your legs are going that way? Okay? So, I cannot go. You see, I'm stopping you. You see, I'm stopping you. I'm stopping you. And I'm actually, stop. And then you're going to go, and you're not going to, it's not going to happen. You understand? Okay. Trying to see what I was doing. So, boom, he's going this way. If he could turn, he was not going that way.
Right.
You see that? So, if they're able to get the turn on you, they're trying to regain their balance, okay? Which means they weren't going forward. You understand? So he does do a kind of flying break fall, but he's not doing it. I'm going and he's not coming around like this, and then he heads that way. You see that? So he's just there, he's driving it, and let it go. You're going to see it's barely any entry. Okay? Got it? So if they're turning on you, you're pulling on them, or you're not letting them go in enough, and they can turn themselves, or you're pulling on them and you stop them from going that way. They can turn themselves, or you're turning them. Okay? All right, try to get that one drill. Okay? So just really driving and boom. Just free it. Boom. You can see, keep pushing. It's not in there. This is all loose. Boom. All loose. Keep pushing hard. Use 2 hands. Keep pushing. This is all not important. So I'm not going like this. Go back. One hand. I'm not going like this.
Hi.
I'm not doing that. Okay? I'm just lock. He pushes, generates pressure, free it. Boom, generates pressure, free it at this corner, boom. Generates pressure, like the last row last week. Generates pressure, you're going to free it at this hip with the elbow going down. Boom. Free, boom. Free, boom. Pressure, free. Pressure, not this is not free. Here, pressure, hip, elbow down. Pressure, elbow down. Okay, let's go. You lock everything. Okay, it's just easier to learn that way. But that's not what we were doing. Okay, just like bracing angle was incorrect, right? Ground path is Ground path is also not important. Ground path is not important. Okay, but they're learning tools. You get it? Okay, so your four corners was very important. And now we're going to make it not important, okay? So your four corners, you're locking it out, okay? I want you to let go of one. I just want you to let go of one. This one. Let go of one. It's out of relationship. I'll try to stop it as we go. It's out. It's out of relationship. Okay? This should have been here. You see that? So, out of relationship. Push, he gets the pressure, and then I let it out of relationship. Boom. Boom. So you can come feel. You can feel the tension. Just so you can feel my muscles. Okay? Here. And then get a solid feel. You're gonna feel it all just shut off. Okay? Do you see that? That's what I'm gonna try to do. Okay? Go. Use 2 hands. You're gonna okay, he's got it. So, when I am here and I release, right, he pushes me into the pattern. You see, when we first started, go back to this, to you it looked like I was doing the pattern. But I just did that so you learn the pattern. But if I do everything right, when he pushes and I free the front hip corner, he will push into that other arm pattern. Okay? So I am now not the agent. I just do that and then I step into the Tai-no-Henko. And keep that pattern which is existing. Okay? So I'm here. I don't need to do any manipulation of him. I'm here. He's pushing and I free and then I can step into it. You guys see how I'm doing that?
Yes.
So there's no pulling, my stance is not being challenged, there's none of that. He pushes, boom, free, and I'm in. If you, just like the other week, where if you need to generate the pressure, so you can feel it, and then you're going to free it. If you want, you can do that. But if you're already getting it, then you should do it, boom, right on the drop. Right when he touches you, free it and move. Boom, free it and move. Okay?